Welcome to Spotlight on Newcastle County, which features all things Newcastle County, Delaware. I'm your host, Melody Kitchen. You never know who we're going to talk to or where we're going to visit. For today's show, I'm pleased to welcome Newcastle County Councilman Tim Sheldon and Councilwoman Janet Kilpatrick, who share Carousel Park. We also have Carrie Lockman, who's here from our Special Services Department. They're here to talk about the Spring County Festival at Carousel Park and Equestrian Center. Thank you for being here today, Carrie.
You're welcome, Melanie.
Now, to begin, can you tell us a little bit about what the Spring Festival actually is?
The Country Spring Festival is actually the first major event of our calendar year, and it takes place at Carousel Park and Equestrian Center. And we have Peter Cottontail there for pictures, and we also do some other really fun activities to get people out and back out into the fresh air after the cold winter that we've had.
Sure. Now, today's the first day of spring, and unfortunately it's very cold and it's raining, or it's snowing. So what do you expect the weather to be like on that day? Is there a contingency plan if we get rain or have bad weather?
Yes, but the good thing is right now it looks pretty good. So it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a warm up, actually quite a warm up by the end of next week. So hopefully we'll be high 50s, low 60s, we'll see. But it looks like it's going to be a dry day. If it does happen to rain, the rain date is on the 29th.
Okay. And what are some of the things that people can enjoy while they're at this festival?
Well, as I said, Peter Cottontail will be there, and bring your camera, and you can take pictures with Peter. And you can take a barn tour. We have hay rides, which we always love to feature at events at Carousel. We're going to have local food trucks serving all sorts of things for families to enjoy. And you can also visit the animals at the Kids Corral. And this year we actually have a fun new thing where we have a scavenger hunt where you can go around and see if you can find all the different kinds of animals that we have there at Carousel. And you can turn it in for a prize, which is a little bit of a surprise. So you should come out, and it's a cool surprise having to do with the animals of the Kids Corral that we think people will really enjoy. Also this year we have a stick horse rodeo that we're doing, which is going to be in the outdoor arena, and so kids are going to be able to ride around on stick horses and kind of get a little bit of an idea of what it's like to do some barrel racing and some roping.
Now, speaking of animals, you mentioned something before we started our interview about the horses at Carousel. They're going to announce.
Yes, the Newcastle County Mounted Patrol, who are housed at Carousel Park, have a new Clydesdale, and they had to rename him because his name was too similar to one of their other horses, and to make sure that everything was safe with medication and feeding and everything, they decided to change it. So they had a contest last month, and the name of the new horse and the winner will be featured at the Country Spring Festival. So you'll get to meet the new Clydesdale, and they will also be revealing his new name.
That sounds really neat. I know they're going to be excited. Now, what does it cost to attend this event?
It's a free event. So you can come and enjoy. So the pictures with Peter are free, stick horse radio is free, barn tours, hay rides. You should bring money for the food trucks and things like that. But all the activities that we're providing are free.
That sounds awesome. Well, that should just about do it for today. Is there anything you wanted to add before we wrap up?
We just hope to see everybody come out, and we're hoping for a great day, and we really hope everybody will have lots of fun.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming in
You're
today,
welcome.
Carrie. Please keep it tuned right here to NCC TV. We'll be right back after the short break, where we will hear from Councilman Sheldon and Councilwoman Kilpatrick.
You're watching Spotlight on Newcastle County with Melody Kitchen right here on NCC TV, Newcastle County Television. If you have an idea for Spotlight, please send me an email at amprado@nccde.org. On behalf of County Executive Tom Gordon, CAO David Grimaldi, Deputy CAO Sam Guy, and Chief of Staff Jim McDonald, who is our executive producer, I want to thank you for watching. This is Director of Communications, Tony Prado. Take care.
Thank you both for being here today. As you know, we're here to talk about the Spring Festival at Carousel. Can you tell me a little bit about your personal involvements with the event?
Well, last year was the reopening, basically, of Carousel Park, because everybody thought it was closed, but it never was. And there was over 7,000 people there. It was great. The weather was good. It was, like I said, it was a clean, crisp atmosphere, and a lot of people came out because some people, this is their spring break, this is their vacation.
Yeah.
And it was very nice, and everything was well done by the county, so we were very appreciative of that.
We're certainly hoping for the same kind of weather this year. We would love to
Right.
see 7,000 people out there again.
So it's a very well-attended event. Now, what do you expect from the festival this year? Is it any different from last year? Did they bring anything else into that they've never done before?
I think last year we had the petting zoo and they introduced the baby animals.
Right.
So now that they've been there for a year, it'll be interesting to see how much they've grown.
Absolutely.
And also, the kids that are getting older, it'd be nice for them to see the zoo and the petting zoo, which we didn't know how it was going to go about last year, but everybody knows it's there now.
Okay. Now, is it true that both of your districts border?
The park is actually in Councilman Sheldon's district.
Okay.
Old Linden Hill Road, which comes off of Limestone Road, is the edge of our districts. That's our dividing line. So I have the northern edge of the park, but the park itself is within Tim's district.
Okay, I see. Now, would you say that events like the Country Spring Festival are a good showcase for taxpayers to see where their money is actually contributing?
I would say absolutely, yes.
Sure. Last year, I know Janet and I worked on the bonding of everything of our council district, and we are kind of on the more conservative side, but I remember both of us looking at each other last year and seeing 7,000 people coming.
Right.
We said, we have to put money into this. This is money well spent. And it's a countywide event. It's not just Councilmanic 9 or 3's district. People from all over the county can come because it's so close to a lot of major highways. So yeah, this is money well spent.
And you know, quality of life comes from the open space that you have. So as we see development growing within that area, the fact that we can keep that many acres open, that you can come over, you can hike, you can, look at the pond, fish in the pond, bark park, there's just so many things there that I think this is a great expenditure of taxpayers' dollar. It really gives back to them something that they can touch.
And to go on that, at civic meetings that I go to, I try to express it's just not the Easter Bunny. On across the pond, the dog park. It's one of the
Right.
biggest ones over there. We've put a ton of money on that. Denrec and everybody's put money also into their matching funds. But with a couple of problems that we've had with dogs and so forth, now that with everything being beautified and more of a room for the dogs and so forth, I hope everybody comes and sees that because tons of dogs can come out there now.
So it's really a very family-friendly place to be and event to attend. How important do you think it is to have family events like this?
I think it's nice to have kickoff to spring. And, compared to the state parks, our parks are free.
Right.
Which means that we are not placing a burden on anyone when we hold an event in our park. They all come free of charge, spend the day. You can spend 10 minutes, you can spend 2 hours there. The park is large enough that you can do the event, but you can also walk through the rest of the park, which I think is very nice.
There's a lot of great organization there from last year that I'm sure is just going to get better. So when people come from all over the county and see where their money's going, I think with the weather today is a perfect example. We're ready for spring. We're ready for spring.
We need to get out.
Yeah. So this will be a great way, hopefully it's in its 60s or 70s, for everybody to come out with their kids especially.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up, is there anything that either of you would like to add before we conclude our interview?
Well, I think we're working hard on council. We have budget coming up again. It'd be interesting to see what the administration is proposing to go into parks and everything else this year. But our parks, I think, are very, very important, and we have some gorgeous parks within our 2 districts.
I agree.
Yes, I've been very lucky to be blessed or unblessed with a lot of new redistricting since 2012 with a lot of parks, Paper Mill, Del Castle, and of course Carousel, which we've done a lot of work to Carousel. We have a little bit more to do, not a whole lot, but it's something like, again, the people can come with the economy being it the way it is. The middle class is just being squeezed so much that they can go somewhere, and like Janet said, 10 minutes or 10 hours you can be there. And it's for every part of the family from 75 to 7 can go there.
And it's just a nice, safe place for people to go and enjoy themselves, you know, get out, walk a little bit, see the animals.
There's some great trails in there. You know, they go through the woods, they go through the fields. I mean, kind of whatever you want, you can find in that park.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you both so much for being here today, and good luck with the festival.
Thank you so much.
Thank you and welcome.
And that's it. Well, that wraps up this edition of Spotlight on Newcastle County. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Please keep it tuned to NCC TV, your premier source for local news and content in Northern Delaware. For executive producer Jim McDonald, director of communications Tony Prado, and the NCC TV crew members Lisa Lancaster and Cindy Williams, this is Melody Kitchen. Thank you for watching. Take care.